go over here and talk about our vocoders here. So a vocoder allows you to use a sound to manipulate the properties of another sound, like in the video we just watched. And I'll put, what I'll do is in this video here, I'll put a link to that video. So if you check the about part, the info pane, it'll have a video link to the the vocoder video I'm referencing. But anyway, what you do is you have something like a voice or some other audio. Usually oftentimes it's voice, but it could be anything. And then you have a synthesizer, and the vocoder smashes those things together and it produces a new amazing sound. Now that is very, very reductionist. I've just reduced that to a very, very core simplistic thing, but that's essentially what's happening. The truth behind what's happening, the deeper story is way deep, and we're not going to get into it too much, but that's what happens. Now, the main part that you're probably interested in is how do we make vocoders work? Well, essentially you need to have your original sound, and then you need to have a synthesizer, and you put the vocoder on the original sound, and you have that synthesizer there to kind of modulate it, and you get the new sound on the output. So what you do is you have your voice here. The voice is the track on the right, and the synth is the track on the left, and you run the synthesizer into the vocoder, and then you play the voice, you hit play, and as you're playing, you play some sounds on your synth, and that's how it makes the sound. So you insert a vocoder plugin onto your vocal track, route a synth into the vocoder, play both at the same time, and be amazed. Ooh. Okay, that's how that works. Johnny, what is up, buddy? How you doing? Let's see here. All right. So that is how that works, and there's not much more to it. So let's just go ahead and check out Pro Tools here. So what I'm going to do is I've got this vocal track here, and I'm going to go on here. I'm going to get my, here, let's get that vocoder. We'll get the mono one. Oh, not that one. Hold on. I'm inserting this one. I'm not a fan of this one. This one's also more complex than it. It's got a synth built into it, which is fine. But also this one costs money. I want to, there we go, the nice free one here. Boom, there we go. So we've got this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a synth in here. Instrument. Oh, I already made an instrument track a second ago, so I'm just going to drag this one in here. Put this one right there. Boop-a-doop. Solo that out. And on here, let's get an instrument. Let's just use a basic synthesizer. Let's see, I'll use this one here. This is a nice free one, the Tile Noisemaker. Synth, here's our synth here. And if I play this, there we go. So it doesn't have any presets in here, so we can fine tune this up. What I'm going to do here is let's turn the oscillator 2 is already down, and we can go through our different waveforms for this, like that. We can tune this one, play it lower. So there we go, there's that there, and what we're going to do is we'll put the, we'll get all the drums going on, so I'll just go ahead and mute out my guitars and my bass, and let's go ahead and turn the solo off on these. Alright, so we got this. Now, you notice that we're not hearing, I'm going to go ahead and hide this, we are not hearing our vocal right now. If I hit play, even if I solo this out, we're not hearing the vocal. The reason why we're not hearing the vocal is because I put this vocoder on it. This one right here. Hold on, let me turn this back on over here. There we go. This vocoder right there, I put it on there at the end, and when you have a vocoder on there, you need to have a synth as well as your original signal happening. You can't have just one. You have to have both in order for it to work properly. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send the output of the synth. So I can play the synth. We can hear it if I hit solo. We can hear that, but I don't want to hear it. I just want to have it going entirely to the vocal for the vocoder. So I'm going to go onto my output here, main out, and go to bus, and let's send it out mono to the bus 11, whatever. It doesn't really matter which one we use as long as it's not already being used. Now when I play my synth, we're not hearing anything. We can see the signal is still happening here, but we're not hearing anything. Now what I want to do is I want to go up here to my key input here and set this up to bus 11 because that's what we just used. Now, if I hit go, let's see. There we go. So you hit this, see this button over here on the right hand side. You have to turn this one on so it is getting your input mode. And now, just another night. Wait, why are we not? Till I saw you there. She was so complex I took study every. Hold on a second. Let's hear this. Da, 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 da. Hold on a second, we're not hearing the synth that I'm playing. Why are we not hearing the synth that I am playing? Well, there's another way to do this also, but I just want to see if I can get this input mode on as carrier as modulator. Maybe if we put this in stereo mode? Hold on one second. I always do this in Ableton Live, so I always get lost in Pro Tools here. Let's see, that's mono. Well, here, what we'll do, here's another way we can do this also, because this one has the synth built into it as well. So what I can do is, whoops, go here and create another track. We'll create a MIDI track here. And what I'll do is I'll tell the MIDI from here to do my vocoder here, channel 1. Hit record on this. Whoa, sorry about that. What is going on? Turn you down. Sorry about that, y'all. That also in my ears. Why are we feeding back? That's super annoying. You know what? Forget this. I'm not doing this in Pro Tools because I don't have the right plugins for it in Pro Tools. So we're going to quit out of here. I'm not going to get rid of this stuff here. We're going to do this in Ableton Live because it's A, easier to do it, and B, I know how to do it better, so we're going to do it in Ableton Live. Ableton Live comes with an awesome vocoder, like one of the best vocoders ever. So, in Pro Tools, you kind of have to find the right vocoder to use. There used to be a vocoder that I used to have called the Orange vocoder. I don't have it anymore. I haven't really seen much about it in a long time. So, all right, let's go in here. We've got this vocal, here's an empty session, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the vocoder, the vocal. Yeah, let me show you it here in Ableton Live. It's a little bit, like Pro Tools is also a little bit, I don't know. Pro Tools gets convoluted when you try to start doing stuff like this. It's not, you can do it, but it's a bit easier to do it in Ableton Live, and I think it's a bit easier to do it in Logic as well, but I don't really do this stuff in Logic either. Logic does come with a vocoder also. But yeah, you're right. You have to use a vocoder and a synth and a vocal and somehow get them to all combine together. All right, so but you're at the, so the problem is that we're running into right now is you're at the whim of the maker of the vocoder, and so that vocoder, even though it has a key input, when I press the note on the synth and I hit play on it, there's like a button that I'm not pressing, and I don't really want to figure it out right now because I'm never going to use that vocoder in real life. And I would encourage y'all not to worry about it too. I would encourage you to use something else. If you really want to vocode stuff, use hardware, or you know, maybe take the time to figure it out. But I use vocoders with Ableton Live, and let me just show you how this works. So I'm going to grab what I'm doing now is I'm just going to find a vocal. Let's just use the same vocal that we were using before. So I just have to grab it here, and the Pro Tools editing project. I use Ableton Live, but this class is more about Pro Tools, but today we're talking about something different. So Who are you? Go in here, the vocals, vocal. There we go. Boop. So now I got this here, and I'm going to turn this down. Cool. So we're going to do this here, set 1 to 1. This and
just another night until I saw you there.
Cool. Awesome. So we're going to move this over just a little bit.
Just another night. Just another night until I saw you there.
Cool. All right. So there's that. I'm going to turn my loop on. We're going to start it at 1. And we are going to have a 4-bar loop. Awesome. Move this over here like this. Oh, it's an interesting little glitch. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on, I put it in the wrong place. There we go.
Just another night. I saw you there.
Okay, there we go.
Just another night until I saw you.
All right,
there.
so I got a nice little loop going on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a compressor on here. Let's use the compressor that comes with Ableton Live, glue compressor.
Just another night until I saw you there. Just another night.
Cool.
Until I saw you.
And I use an EQ here in the beginning just to kind of cut out some low frequencies here.
Just another night until I saw you there. Just another night until I saw you there.
All right, let's get this vocoder going on. So Ableton Live comes with a really awesome vocoder. It's just called Vocoder. It's down here in the lower left-hand corner. There it is. So I'm just going to drag that right here. And this one has a carrier in it, built into it, but it's actually really easy to get stuff. Let's just go to external mode down here. I'm just going to zoom in on this so you can see what's going on here. External mode is right over here, so we're going to hit external. And now the audio from is going to come from our MIDI here. And let's put a synth on here. I'm just going to put a synth on here that comes with Ableton. Just go in here to sounds, and let's just go to synth lead and all right, we'll just use this Bernie Funk lead here, which comes with it if you get like a free version of like a demo or something of Live. And inside of here, the tech specs on my Mac, it's good. It's a iMac with the Core i7 chips, like 12 of them or something like that, and then 32 gigs of RAM. So in here, let's see our LFO. Our LFO amount, our envelope amount, here we go. There we go, like that. Okay, so we're going to use this sound here for this vocoder. So we're going to get the audio from our lead. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this off here so we're not hearing it. Yeah, we're not going to hear that. Actually, just go sends only. Just see, make sure. Okay, so we're still getting signal here. Cool, we don't want to turn the monitor off. We want to actually just get on here to sends only, or just turn it off like right here. But let's go ahead and, yep, cool. Now, if I hit play, now we can.
until I saw you there.
Right? You can hear it.
Just another night until I saw you there.
There we go.
Just another night
You can hear.
until I saw you there.
And they're kind of getting one from the other. Yeah, you're getting that Daft Punk vibe. Although Daft Punk, I think most of the time they're using a talk box, and sometimes the vocoder, they kind of go back and forth. But if we change the synth here, we're going to change up what we're actually the sound we're hearing. So we go down here to bright saw lead, drag this in here. Let's go down here.
Until I saw you there.
There we go.
Just another night until I saw you there.
Cool. So,
Just another night
and I can play whatever I want.
until I saw you there.
And we're hearing other sounds in there because there's a lot of noise in this recording. So if I go ahead and put a gate on here, let's put a gate in here as well so we can get rid of that noise that's happening in there. I'm just going to put a gate right here. There we go. That threshold. There we go.
And I saw you there. Just another night
There we go.
until I saw you there.
And I can play whatever I want.
Just another night until I saw you there.
So
Just another night
if I turn off mono mode,
until I saw you there.
I can play chords.
Just another night until I saw you there.
Whatever.
Just another night until I saw you there.
Which is pretty cool. But you can also put this on drums. So if I go ahead and just make a quick little drum kit, let's make a little drum loop here, and we'll just use a basic 909 for the drums, and just put this in here. Boom, like that, and put this in here. Boop, 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 boop. So now, I'm going to move the vocoder over to the drums here. So now, let's put this into his. Okay, so now we're not hearing anything with the drums, but as soon as I play this, you can hear what it's kind of messing with stuff in there. So I can go ahead and let's turn these off.
Just another night until I saw you there. Just another night until I saw you there.
So I'll just go ahead and put some.
Just another night until I saw you there. Just another night
There we go.
until I saw you there. Just another night until I saw you there.
You can use
Just another night
some kind of cool.
until I saw you there. Just another night until I saw you there. Just another night.
And you can also change around. Here, let me just mute this in here. You can also change around these different bands in here, so we can make it more old school sounding. So, with less bands. Turn these off here. Turn on our, update our tag. And you can do some cool rhythmic stuff.
Just another night.
And if you change the synth,
Till I saw you there. Just another night. Until I saw you there. Just another night. Until I saw you.
you can change that stuff around. So there's some really interesting stuff you can do with it. I know I'm going really fast because this is more just like a fun thing we're talking about, not something that's like this stuff is fun, but it's also complex how to get this stuff set up. So the main thing really to think about with this is to getting it set up is in here, whatever you've got here is your main instrument. You put the vocoder after it. Here's the vocoder here at the end of our effects chain here. If we were in Pro Tools, it would be at the bottom of that list. And then you've got your synth that you run into the vocoder. And it's all just the same as like what's right here in the notes. You've got your voice, the vocoders on the voice. You put the synth, run the synth into the vocoder. You need, it depends on what synth you use. It also depends on what vocoder you use. As I said, it's kind of hard to find vocoders that work with Pro Tools. There's a couple out there. There's not that big of a selection. There are some really cool hardware vocoders though, like Korg makes one, and some other companies like Moog. I think you can do some vocoder stuff with. Maybe I'm not sure if they still have anything. It was more in vogue in like the 70s. But anyway, that's the vocoder. And so let's do this. Let's stop the recording here.